Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Goose. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah. My dog will probably do it for a Versace belt. And that's for sure. Peace and love, everybody. Mic check, mic check.
Peace and love, everybody.
Okay. Okay, we in the building. I'm gonna leave the vibes playing lightly, slightly in the background. But peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy Malik Kilam, also known as Don Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your birthright. Let me go ahead and take it to the screen. Let me go ahead and see what we looking at. I got a view what y'all looking at. If you got me on the YouTube, man, add me on the YouTube right now. Go there, Don Kilam on the YouTube. If you're in the Instagram world, it's DON_KILAM. Don Kilam. All right. So we do got people. We got Naja all the way from Detroit. Peace and love, King. Peace and love. About to break some shit down. And as you can see right there, it says, purpose, to find out what group you are in. It provides a brief summary on the differences in bodies of law by definition. More definitions regarding titles, property, and possession. Gives an overall view on how to get back control of your universe. Explain how to make the UCC1 contract and how to properly file it. Explain how to establish your own property treaty with the world. And the ability to control one's body and one's property in the hierarchy of law. Now, everything I'm about to go over, if you desire the manuscript that's going to be read today, send a $10 donation via Cash App to the Don Kilam. That's THEDONKILAM. Put your email address in the memo box with hashtag ACL1. That is Application of Commercial Law Part 1, because that's what we're going to be covering today. And as you can see in the description box, you click the description box, you can see all the different sites and services that we offer and all my social media sites. But we do have merchandise at KalamClothing.com that helps us out as well, man. Get your Kilam gear. You feel me? Kilam Clothing brand. Also, I'm about to show y'all my screen, so don't even worry. I'm about to share my screen with y'all, so y'all can see what's going on. I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. And sometimes it can be quite entertaining. Now, while I'm going over, I'm going to give y'all the ads because I gave you the disclaimer. Now's the time to roll up, roll you up a couple of them, because this shit's about to get deep. You follow me? I'm about to drop down game. Now, all my main services can be found at MalikKilam.com. That's MalikKilam.com. That's Malik, and then Malik backwards. MalikKilam.com. You can also choose donation service, one of the donate options right here, if you find this information valuable that we're going to go over. Also, you can go to donkilam.com/donate. That's donkilam.com/donate if you got PayPal. But Cash App is preferred, and the Cash App is on your screen. The Don Kilam. Let me make sure y'all seeing it. Make sure y'all seeing it. Cause yeah, it's on there. I see it on the phone. Alright. Sounds good. I see y'all hearing me. We're all good to go. So that's the Cash App. Now, boom. The Uniform Commercial Code. The application of commercial law. Part 1. And make sure Spotify, add me at Spotify. Listen, we're at over 650,000 streams on the music tip. Let me not forget about the music tip. We're right here, Spotify, Born and Bred, Remix. You'll see it shortly. It always messes up my computer. For some reason, you see this shit. It's electrifying. Let me go ahead and close that out, man. Born and Bred Remix. Look it up on the Spotify. There it is. Born and Bred. The Don Kilam Born and Bred. Right there. If you go to my actual page, the Don Kilam page, it pops up right on the home screen. Right there. 658,000 streams. Make sure you go like, subscribe, share that. Drop a comment. Keep it relevant. Keep us streaming. Keep us trending out here. We had over 2,000 likes, 320 comments, 658,865 views. So I appreciate the love. Make sure you continue to show love, support, like, subscribe, share. Click the description. And play it in Apple Music, play it on Amazon Music, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. We're on all major music streaming platforms. I need y'all to know that, and I appreciate the love and support. Much peace and love. We got Royalty Recovery LLC in the building. Peace and love. We out here. Everybody, I see everybody's joining now. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share this to at least 2 or 3 people that you know is going to find this relevant. All right? Now, right to it. The application of commercial law. You ready for this?
Go ahead. I'm with you on YouTube. I'm right here.
Now, the first order of law, what a lot of people don't know. And I saw this on your Instagram when I'm about to break down, because we're not going to really talk about it today, but I'm going to bring it up. Black Law's Dictionary. Every judge has one. And black law is dealing with, I like to say, black magic. And also, they have something called the black codes. And these definitions are dealing with the black codes, correct?
Correct.
All right. So black law, black code, this is all dealing with white and blacks, okay? It's the color of law. I need y'all to understand this. It's a switch of power. Black used to mean pale, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a game that's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. First they're black. Now we're black. But black's law. Let me know if anybody's saying anything too in the chat.
Yeah, Cassidy said this king is always preaching the truth.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Cassidy. The first order of law is natural law. I like to say natural law is white magic. It goes with nature, okay? It's not man-made.
Trust said peace.
Peace and love to BX Trust. These are universal principles which so necessarily agrees with nature and state of man that without observing their inherent maxims, the peace and happiness of society can never be preserved. Knowledge of natural laws may be attained merely by the light of reason, from the facts of their essential agreeableness with the constitution of human nature. Natural law exists regardless of whether it is enacted as positive law. When law began to emerge into human consciousness, thought, word, and deed, we come to the next order of law on this planet. The most fundamental law of all, human law, has to do with survival, which is a universal principle. It has to do with the human interactions of any kind, any relationship, buying, selling, or trading, or relating in any way. It is based upon treating or dealing with others the way that you would like to be treated or dealt with. This is the law of commerce. The law of commerce has been in operation since man enacted with each other, starting many thousands of years ago through the Sumerian and Babylonian area, where it was codified and enforced. Ancient artifacts dating over 6,000 years old reveal, that the system was so complex. It even included receipts, coin money, shopping lists, manifestos, and a postal system with the medium being baked in clay. As a derivative of commercial law being removed from natural law and therefore inferior is common law. Common, together, plus munus means service, gift, exchange, to exchange together. This emerged basically in England out of disputes over a portion of the earth in allodium, which means sovereign ownership of the land. It was based on common sense. So common law is the law of the earth. Common law gave rise to the jury system and many writs and processes which governments have absorbed and statutized and made into rules and regulations, processes in courts. Common law procedures were based on the opportunity to face your accuser or the injured party in front of witnesses to sort out the problem directly. This process was never intended to include lawyers, attorneys, or judges construing their own law, as these titles are all based upon the fictions of representation which can never be the real thing. After common law came governments and their laws and legislative regulations ad infinitum of the organic republics of the state. The only law that the state can create is to allow commerce to flow more efficiently within the state. The only law the central government, United States of America, could create was to allow commerce to flow more efficiently between the states. It was never intended to regulate people, the sovereigns. Anything you want to add?
No.
It all sounds square so far?
It sounds good.
Okay. Below that, the garbage froth, more or less, is politics and the private copyrighted company policy of foreign corporations such as the United States, the state of, the county of, the city of, etc. The purpose of these municipalities, munis, service, gift, exchange, plus compare, to take service into exchange, is to govern fictitious entities such as John Doe all caps and Kmart all caps, not to regulate people. Remember, back when you thought that you were the John Doe all capitalized name because that is how you written it on your driver's license, one of our problems is that when we engage with government, municipalities, and other such elements in all our dealings in the law, when have been conditioned to interact on in their level, we have never risen to the level where the base of law is where the reality, the power, the solidity, and the pre-immense exist, the sovereign levels. But now we can function in this powerful level. That is checkmate. That is the end of the game. That is the remedy. Now, commerce. The principles, maxims, and precepts of commerce law are eternal, unchanging, and unchangeable. They are expressed in the Bible, both the Old Testament and the New. We learned in the second course how the law of commerce has plagued us for more than 6,000 years. This law of commerce, unchanged for thousands of years, forms the underlying foundation for all law on this planet and for governments around the world. It is the law of nations. Everything that human civilization is built upon. This is why it is so powerful when you operate at this level by these precepts. Nothing that is of inferior stature can overturn or change it or abrogate it or meddle with it. It remains the fundamental source of authority and power and functional reality. Let me check the chat so far. I hope y'all following along so far. Someone said Queen Bey. Tell them what it is, babe. Tell them what it is.
Yeah, I didn't acknowledge them.
We don't use the word queen.
Yeah, queen's not allowed over here. We're not queens over here.
The titles that we give is empresses, goddesses, sultanas. Queen means head whore. On them for the record. Now, the affidavit. Commerce in everyday life is the vehicle or glue that holds or binds the corporate body politic together. More specifically, commerce consists of a mode of interacting, doing business, or resolving disputes, whereby all matters are executed under oath, certified on each party's commercial liability by sworn affidavit, or what it is intended to possess the same effect as true, correct, and complete, not misleading, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This affidavit is usually required for an application for a driver's license, IRS Form 1040, a voter's registration, a direct treasury account, a notary's copy certification, or certifying the document, and on nearly every single document that the system desires others to be bound or obligated. Such means of signing is an oath or commercial affidavit executed under penalty of perjury. True, correct, and complete, whereas in a court setting, testimony, oral, is stated in judicial terms by being sworn to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. We got frequency, bliss, and the build, a peace of love. In addition to asserting all matters under solemn oath of personal, commercial, financial, and legal liability for the liability for every statement to make sure that it's valid, the participant must provide material evidence, ledgering, or bookkeeping providing the truth. I can't even say that word. Make sure it's valid, relevant, and verifiable of each and every particular assertion to sustain. Yes, that word. Sustain credibility. Commerce, too, and more fundamental to society that courts are legal systems and exist and functions without respect to courts or legal systems. Commercial law, the non-statutory variety as presented below in Maxims 1 through 10, is the economic extension of natural law into man's social world and is universal in nature. The foundational, invariant, necessary, and sufficient principles and maxims of commerce pertaining herein are maxims of law. So these are the 10 essential maxims of precepts in commercial law. A workman is worthy of his hire. Number 2 is equality before the law. And number 3 is in commerce, truth is sovereign. Number 4, truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. Number 5, an unrebuted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. Number 6, I feel like is very important. An unrebuted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce. Number 7, in commerce, for any matter to be resolved, it must be expressed. Number 8, he who leaves the battlefield first loses by default. So if you quit filling out paperwork, you lose. Number 9. Hold on. Yeah, that was number 8. Hold up. What's the sacrifice is the measure of credibility. Number 9, satisfaction of a lien. And number 10 is a lien or claim can be satisfied only through a rebutable affidavit, point by point resolution by jury or payment. So in commercial law, this phrase designates the whole body of substantive jurisprudence. The Uniform Commercial Code, the Truth in Lending Act, TILA, is applicable to the rights, intercourse of persons engaged in commerce, trade, or mercantile pursuits. That's Black Laws Dictionary, 6th edition. Commercial law maintains the commercial harmony, integrity, and continuity of society. It also stated as to maintain the peace and dignity of the state. Over the millennia, these principles have been discovered through experience and distilled and codified. See how they did me? Into these 10 fundamental maxims listed above. There is no legal issue or dispute possible which is not a function of one or more of these principles. The entirety of the world commerce now functions in accordance with the Uniform Commercial Code, the United States Corporation's version of the commercial law. We got Kitty in the building. Collections and how to calculate your damages. Now, here is another aspect of your affidavits. In commerce, there is the assessment aspect, which is who owes who and what, why, how, and for what reason. And there is the collection aspect. The collection aspect is based in international commerce that has existed for more than 6,000 years. Again, this is based on Jewish law in the Jewish grace period, which is in units of 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. This is why you get 90-day letters from the IRS. Commercial processes are non-judicial. Say it again. Commercial processes are non-judicial. They are summary processes. Short, concise, without jury. The IRS creates the most activity of commercial collections in the entire world. The collection process is relatively valid. Although the IRS is not registered to do business in any state, the IRS is not registered to do business or perform commercial matters in any state. So how do they get all the money they get? Because you give it to them without requesting a proof of claim from them, or even if they were licensed to give you offers based on arbitrary estimations. However, this is where things can get very interesting. The other phase, the phase of matters, is the assessment phase. There is no valid assessment. The IRS has and never can and never will and never could ever issue a valid assessment, lien, or levy. It's not possible. First of all, in order for them to do that, there would have to be paperwork. A true bill of commerce. There would have to be a sworn affidavit by someone that there is a true, correct, and complete and not meant to deceive, which in commerce is essentially the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. When you get into court. Now, nobody in the IRS is going to take commercial liability for exposing themselves to a lie and have a chance for people to come back at them with a true bill of commerce, a true accounting. This means they would have to set forth the contract, the foundational instrument with your signature on it, in which you are in default, in a list of all the wonderful goods and services that they have done for you, which you owe them for, or a statement of all the damages that you have caused them for which you owe them. To my knowledge, no one has ever received goods or services from the IRS for which they owe money. I personally don't know of anyone that has damaged anybody in the IRS that gives them the right to come after us and say that you owe us money because you damaged me. The assessment phase in the IRS is non-existent, is the complete fraud. There is one definition of service that actually applies to the IRS. Service, the act of bringing a female animal to a male animal to get, so that the owner of the animal may enjoy the product of this union. You get that? That's what service is. You take one animal, a male animal and a female animal, and you have them service each other for enjoy the product of the union. Internal Revenue Service. So, I mean, unless you're ready to get fucked by the IRS, I mean, that's the only thing that's going on. You feel me?
Sounds about right.
This is why these rules of commercial law come to our rescue. T.S. Eliot wrote a wonderful little phrase in one of his poems. We should not cease from exploration, and the result of all our exploring will be to arrive at the place at which we began and know it for the first time. This is the beginning and this is the end. This closes the circle on the process. One reason why the super rich bankers and the super rich people in the world have been able to literally steal the world and subrogate it and plunder it and bankrupt it and make chattel property out of most of us, because they know and use the rules of commercial law. And we don't. Because we don't know the rules nor use them, we don't know what the game is. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to invoke our rights, remedies, and recourses. We get lost in doing everything under the sun except the one and only thing that is the solution. No one is going to explain to you what and how all this is happening to you. That is never going to happen. These powers that be have not divulged the rules of the game. They can and do get away with complete fraud and steal everything because no one knows what to do about it. So what's the solution? Well, what can you do about it? You need to issue a commercial affidavit. You don't have to title it, but that's what it is. You can insert it in your affidavit. I have never been presented with any sworn affidavits that would provide validity to your assessment. It is my best and considered judgment that no such paperwork or affidavit exists. At the end of this document, you put demands on them. Demand means assertion of a legal right. They must be implicit, and then you state, should you consider my position in error, you know what they have to do now, don't you? They must come back with an affidavit which rebutes your affidavit point for point, which means they have to provide the paperwork with the real assessment, the true bill in commerce, the real sworn affidavits that would make their assessment or claims against you valid. No agent or attorney of a fictitious entity can sign, nor will they sign an affidavit for the corporation. How can they swear as fact that the corporation has done or not done anything? They do not have that standing. They cannot and never will provide you with this. This means your affidavit stands as truth in commerce. You can even make it more interesting if you like. You can go to all their laws, Title 18, it make you a list of crimes, assess the tax and the fees. It's called a fee schedule. Show they have committed these crimes against you in lying to you, foreclosing and selling your home, issuing liens, levies, whatever it may be. This could be quite an impressive list. Now, when you add up the dollar amounts of the fines involved in these offenses, you could take just Title 18, Section 241 alone, which is a $10,000 fine on any public official for each offense. This means for every single violation of the Constitution and commercial law, there could be 35 or 40 of these just in Title 18. You're looking at $300,000 to $400,000. When they start adding up, they become very impressive. Now you attach this accounting, the criminal accounting, to your affidavit, and you file it as a criminal complaint with your state's attorney. This is like putting the fox in the charge of guarding the hen house. However, more about this will be outlined later in part 2. For now, just attach your affidavit and your criminal complaint to a commercial lien. But wait, there's even a more effective way of getting your equity back. Involuntary bankruptcy. These procedures will be detailed in Course 5. The reason you go through this criminal complaint is because by their own laws and value systems and penalties, they have hung themselves. They have already discerned and formulated the dollar amount involved in each of the various offenses. When you lien them for these amounts, they can't come back and say, well, these are out of nowhere. They're unreasonable. Where did you get this? Well, we got it right out of your own codes. That's where we got it. Everybody follow along. We got TJ Dab in the building. Peace and love. Peace and love to everybody that's following along right now on the live. Everybody that's going to be on the replay. Everybody in the Instagram world. That's Don_Kilam. DON_KILAM on the IG. Commercial processes are non-judicial, prejudicial, and more powerful than judicial processes. Now, if you find this information valuable, make sure you leave a donation. If you want the manuscript that I'm going over, make sure you leave a donation at the Cash App, a $10 donation with your email address in the memo box, and put #ACL, that's application of commercial law, and put 1 after it, because this is part 1. So commercial processes are non-judicial, prejudicial, more powerful than judicial processes. Now you take your commercial lien to the Secretary of State to file as a UCC-1 financing statement. Then as soon as you finish filing the original criminal complaint with the prosecuting attorney, you file this lien against every agent individually. The criminal complaint is optional. They can't hide behind the skirts of the corporate state, this fictional entity created by man to be able to manage in actions which you could not otherwise be able by virtue of natural moral law. It just doesn't work. Now you can use the same collection process against them just as the IRS uses against you. You will discover that all the attorneys, judges, and the people who come against you think this is a lot of gooble-de-gook, hogwash and silly. But they soon learn that your affidavits of truth is valid and enforceable against them, and they find that these things become more and more uncomfortable with each passing day. Judges even think all this doesn't matter because they can get another judge to remove all your paperwork against them. Other agents of the government think that they can hide behind the sovereign immunity of the government, behind all the powers and prestige. All their attorneys and all their capacity to get the courts to do whatever they wish is going to save them. None of these have any effect in your process. It has no effect because there's only one way that they can be saved, and that is to come in with their own affidavit that rebutes your affidavit point by point and prove you wrong. If they did get this into court or jury, that's not going to do them any good because the same battle still exists. All this means is that the conflict between affidavits are now fought out in the open. That is embarrassing to them because they are not going to change anything. All this will simply do is them more harm. That makes sense?
Yeah.
The third way to sell your claim is for them to pay it. If they don't satisfy your claim, you give them a grace period at the end of 90 days. You transform the Secretary of State into your accounts receivable office. Legal title of the real and personal property has now passed to you. You now file the correct paperwork with the Secretary of State. And you serve this on the sheriff and say, I want to take possessions of my property. Things begin to get interesting.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, D. Brown Bay. So that's what you do. You file the correct paperwork with the Secretary of State. You serve this on the sheriff and say, I want to take possession of my property. If you send a criminal complaint on a public official to the insurance commissioner of the state, it becomes instantly and automatically a lien against the bond of the official. I'm going to say that again because this is where a lot of people don't understand and know. First, with the administrative process, you're going to have to send them letters first and let them know. Give them 21 days, 3 weeks. It's the threes. Give them 21 days to respond. They're not going to respond. They're going to send back some BS, say we looked into it. We're not going to do it. Then you file your complaints with the district courts. You know, I even do the 1099 OID with the IRS. And then you start doing these. I want to take possession of my property. If you send a criminal complaint on a public official to the insurance commissioner of the state, because if they don't send nothing back, then you send it to their insurance. You send it to the insurance commissioner because they're bonded by the state because they're operating in the public. They can bring harm to the public if they mess up, so they have to have a bond. It becomes instantly and automatically a lien against the bond of the official, the judge or district attorney, and he's dead. He cannot function without the bonding. This is held in suspension until the issue is resolved. Now, all of a sudden, we find ourselves simply by going back to what we wanted all along, which is truth, rightness, and remedy. That we have by going back in this and finding the rules that pertain to it. A way to have more power than they do since we are sovereign. No one, not a judge, jury, or anyone else can overturn this or change the process. To do so would be to dissolve the world immediately into chaos. This would be the end of all law, all order, all standard for all civilization.
JZO134 said, is this a book?
No. It's stuff that I put together. It's a course. It's only for masters. It is not possible. They are stuck. This is it, man. That's it, man. That's it. That's all I'm going over. But that, if y'all want that, send $10, man. You'll get that for $10. That's part one. And that's part one. I got this. I'm gonna drop one once a week. D Brown Brad, I got your donation. I'll be sending it. Make sure your email address is in the memo box. But that's part one. And I'm going to keep breaking this down. And look, when everybody that donates for all these, I'm going to give y'all the actual lien. I'm going to break it down for you. But I just want to make sure y'all getting the facts first before we go further. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm going to make sure y'all get the information that you need.
Have the facts before
Study this. Study what you need to study right now, what I'm giving y'all. And then I'm going to give you what you need to perfect the lien. Because if it harms none, you can do what you want. You cannot do this on violent crimes. You cannot do this if there's an injured party. Somebody was hurt. If there's property damage, you cannot utilize this process. Say it was a speeding ticket. Say it was a traveling, whatever it may be. Then you can utilize it. Infraction. It cannot be a real crime. But that's what I got for y'all today. You want to add anything? Speak up.
No, I don't want to add anything. This was very useful information, though. I know a lot of people have their little court things, and liens are important to know about. And how to apply commercial law, like the administrative process. Knowing the administrative process so you can get your remedy. And Jzo134 said, "What's your Cash App?"
The Don Kilam, THEDONKILAM. I'll pull it back up on the screen for y'all. That's the Cash App for you. With that amount, make sure y'all check me out, man. If y'all find this information valuable, you already know what to do. Leave a donation. The Cash App, The Don Kilam, THEDONKILAM. You can go to MalikKilam.com and choose a donation option. That's MalikKilam.com, MalikKilam.com. Or go to DonKilam.com/donate. Just give back, man. We also accept Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. That's all at MalikKilam.com. Also, make sure you check out Born and Bred Remix by The Don Kilam. We're doing numbers right now. If you go to the regular, just go to the main screen, it'll pop up. But as soon as we get to 1 million views, I'm gonna give somebody $1,000. You know, all you gotta do is like, subscribe, share, comment, become a follower on the Spotify, The Don Kilam, and I will. Once we reach 1 million views, I'm gonna give away $1,000 to one lucky winner, man. Because that's what I do. I'm traveling. I'm always in your area. I'm always in Atlanta. So be looking out. Be going to the websites, DonKilam.com, MalikKilam.com, because it looks like we're going to be having something. I appreciate the donation, Walter. I appreciate the donation. Looks like we're going to be having an event. It's going to be moved to September in Atlanta. Now, that's the event you do not want to miss. It's going to be in September. We're looking towards September, right? September in Atlanta.
Mid-September.
Yeah, mid-September in Atlanta. You're gonna be looking forward to that event. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a 2-day event. One day it's gonna be business, one day it's gonna be music. So we're gonna be going over this. Trust law. We'll do like a 12-hour event that day for y'all, man. And then everybody that comes to the music event, man, we're gonna have a great turnout. We're gonna have celebs in the building. That's what it's looking like, man. I'm telling y'all don't want to miss it. So stay tuned.
Said, are you taking PayPal?
Yes, go to DonKilam.com. That's DonKilam.com. Look, be looking in the chats. Be looking at the pictures. I'm just gonna have to switch y'all back, man. Be looking. Y'all gotta be more observant. Read. Look in the description boxes. You know, all of that, man. Make sure y'all see the picture. Boom. So you see, Cash App, The Don Kilam. If you got credit card or crypto, go to MalikKilam.com. PayPal is DonKilam.com. It's right there for you, man. I'm going to go ahead and play my song. And then I'm calling it a day, man. I'll tune in with y'all later. Get us to 1 million views, though. Get us there.
GMP, nigga.
G to the motherfucking MP.
Born and bred hustler in my veins to go get it. Surface marked the name, now the world is my kitchen. Duffel bag boy, 2 chains, I'm so different. All I know is nothing, adding O's to the digits. All I know is hustling smartphones and them widgets. Slinging X-Lax, the way I keep shitting. I'm the one adding nothing to the digits. Google every lyric and you still don't get it. Nothing on the books when I came home from prison. Now it's quantum sleep, rest well when I've risen. Truth never changes, Anacasa in the living. Stand up, Gaba, Anacasa, how I'm sitting. Screaming eagle bottles, addicted to the sipping. Peach Ravana tiles in the bathroom while I'm pissing. It started with a dream that I knew to make living. If hustling was a sport, hashtag been winning. Born and bred hustler in my veins to go get it. Surface marked the name, now the world is my kitchen. Duffel bag boy, 2 chains, I'm so different. All I know is nothing, adding O's to the digits. Born and bred hustler in my veins to go get it. Surface marked the name, now the world is my kitchen. Duffel bag boy, 2 chains, I'm so different. All I know is nothing, adding O's to the digits. Count so much paper, my fingers stay twitching. Weighed on the scale, had the money kinda glitching. God body flow, roast beef, Thanksgiving. Food for your thoughts, competition serving chitlins. My cadence like the Colonel, all white flipping chickens. Keep that antidote, that cure for the sickness. She in the DM cause she feeling every gimmick. $50 cash app. She told me come and get it. Little man on swole like Popeye smoking spinach. Another $200 for the Uber happy finish. Virtual office, electronic cotton picking. Linking every life and I'm selling every ticket. I'm dropping all life so you never catch me slipping. My mind is a tool like the credit, no limit. I know how to ball, but I don't wanna kick it. I'm all about the cream, so I'm sticking to the business. Born and bred hustler in my veins to go get it. Service marked the name, now the world is my kitchen. Duffel bag boy, 2 chains, I'm so different. All I know is nothing, adding O's to the digits. Born and bred hustler in my veins to go get it. Service marked the name, now the world is my kitchen. Duffel bag boy, 2 chains, I'm so different. All I know is nothing, adding O's to the digits.
Now I'm just saying, I'm the hottest